Hey everyone. Today I thought I'd do a short review of The October Country by Ray Bradbury. It's nearing Halloween, so I thought better start reading more horror novels, more horror short stories, and really get into the spirit of the season. As a collection, it seems like there's been multiple different versions of The October Country. I've got an Ace Books version from the 1960s, which actually has less stories than some other versions. So here we go. Here's what I read. And it seems like in most newer versions, there's, about 5 or 6 more stories than this. Now, this is short stories, so I won't go through it at length. They're all very simple stories, usually just some sort of weird setup that Ray Bradbury follows through to a, macabre kind of conclusion. Now, I don't think this is a strictly horror short story collection. You know, here it says the weird and the macabre. So a lot of these stories are kind of strange. There's something odd about them, something fantastical maybe, but not necessarily horror as you would usually think of it. So there's not all that much violence, for example, or not an emphasis on violence. So just thematically, to kind of pick up some themes that kind of run throughout the short stories. I would say a lot of these, for example, the dwarf, poker chip, skeleton, homecoming, and Uncle Einar, a lot of these stories kind of have to do with maybe a discomfort about your own body. Maybe not quite straying into body horror as most people would think of it, but definitely weird body stuff, let's say. Another theme that seemed to be running throughout is dislike of your own family. So I would say that was a pretty heavy theme in The Jar, The Traveler, Touched with Fire. Yeah, so lots of people getting revenge on their own family. I would also say, don't go into this expecting horror all the time. One of these stories, The Wonderful Death of Dudley Stone, isn't horror at all. So this story, while strange, it could happen in real life, right? It's about a writer who abandons writing and kind of has a strange reason to do so. And even though it wasn't horror, that was one of my favorite stories in this collection. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. A lot of autumn kind of atmosphere and vibes, a lot of very weird stories, and there was a very consistent quality to this. Nothing really blew me away, but there was also no bad ones, in my opinion. So yeah, I would recommend this. Maybe don't read through it one after the other like I did. I think it's probably good to mix it up, read it alongside a novel maybe. And I'm interested to check out some more Ray Bradbury. He's one of those authors that I did read when I was very young, and I'd like to check out again. So when I was quite young, I read Ray Bradbury, Philip K. Dick, Isaac Asimov, and Arthur C. Clarke, science fiction authors. And I would definitely be interested in checking them all out again. All right, that's it. Tell me what you thought if you've read this book. And yeah, see you later.